Hi friends, it's Ashley from Schroeder Shenanigans in Second, and I am here today as part of the Weekend Warriors blog hop, bringing you tips and tricks for the Weekend Warriors hop in July. They are blogging and TPT, tips, tricks, secrets, things that are going to make your life a little bit easier. So I'm hoping that today I'm able to bring you something new and exciting that will save you time in your TPT creations. I am going to be sharing with you today a way to make your preview files using Picasa. So after you've created your TPT product and you're ready to make a collage for your preview file, I'm going to show you how to use Picasa, which you see me hovering over here on the left-hand side on my dock, to do it quickly, easily, and in a very, very time-saving manner. When I started my TPT journey, I did not know about Picasa. So I'm hopeful that there are lots of you out there reading and listening today that will be able to use Picasa for the first time following this tutorial. So I am going to show you how I plan to make a preview slide for something that I've just created. Right now on my screen, you are looking at my newly created white background printer-friendly chevron classroom labels. And I would like to create new slides that I've added to share with my fans and my customers. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. You're looking at the file itself that I have open. I think it's worth mentioning, as I just clicked into the program here, I am using Keynote. That kind of might change a little bit of the tutorial for you if you're following along with PowerPoint or following along with a different software using a PC. But this is Mac and Keynote friendly, and I know Keynote is very similar to PowerPoint, so I'm still hopeful that you'll be able to follow along. So I have my product created, and I know which slides I want to use, and I know I would like to use slides 17 through 29. That's going to be important for me to know here in a second when I'm exporting the slides as JPEGs into images. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File, Export, and at this point it's going to ask me what I want to export it as. I'm selecting Images, which is already selected. This option is going to select all of the slides and export them all as images. I do not want to do that right now. I'm not doing this for my entire product. I'm only doing it for these new slides that I was showing you. So I'm going to select the slide numbers, which was slide 17 through 29, and I want them in JPEG format, so that's ready to go. And I'm going to click Next. Now, the next thing it's going to ask you is where you want to send those JPEGs. I don't know about you all, but I have a tendency to let my desktop on my computer get a little bit cluttered. So whenever I can, especially when exporting images, because it's about to export slides 17 through 29, which are quite a few images, I don't want them just to get sent individually to my desktop. I'm sending them somewhere that makes sense to me. So as I click on my desktop, you'll see right here, I have a folder labeled JPEG sets, which is what I'm exporting, some JPEGs. Inside my JPEG sets, you'll see a whole bunch of folders, and those folders are other JPEG sets that I've used for my preview files in the past. So after I've clicked JPEG sets, I'm going to create a new folder inside my JPEG sets, and I'm going to call this Chevron Printer Friendly Classroom Labels. I like to give myself lots of detail when I'm naming my files, naming my products, so I know exactly what it is, especially because I do several things that are similar to each other. Like right now I have Chevron classroom labels in my store, and I also have Chevron book bin labels in my store. So I just want to make sure I know what set of JPEGs this is. I'm going to click Create. So there's the folder. I've created the folder, and now I'm going to click Export, and it's going to export all of those slides as JPEG images into that folder. Then they're tucked away neatly somewhere that makes sense with a good detailed name so I can find exactly what I'm looking for. At this point, we're ready to open up Picasa, which is what we are actually going to use to create our collage for our preview file. Picasa was free. It is something I downloaded from the internet, and then I kept it on my dock. I saved it on my dock, so it's easily accessible to me because I use it every time I create a product, which seems to be quite often. So when Picasa opens, one thing that I think is fantastic is over here where the folders are. It's like Picasa knows what I'm about to create, what I'm about to make. And this folder at the top, Chevron Printer Friendly Classroom Labels, is exactly what I just created. So it knows what I'm going in to grab. And there they are. Well, that's not the style or the setup or the collage that we have made. That's just a list of the slides themselves, a list of the JPEGs. So what we're going to do up here under the folder, make sure you have the folder you want selected. Where you hover, it says Create Photo Collage. You're going to click that little button. And what it does is it randomly arranges the slides for you automatically. You can keep them like this if you like the style of the random assortment, the random arrangement. This is not exactly my style of arranging my preview files or what I would like it to look like. I kind of prefer it to be a little bit neater. So what I do, and again, this is just something that works for me, something I prefer. You need to find your own preference as far as what works for you in your preview files. I like to select them all, and you can see the little orange frame around each tile to tell you that they are selected, in fact, and I actually remove them. So it sends them all over here, and they're ready to work with individually. Then, when you click on one, it imports it one at a time, or it adds it to the slide one at a time, and it's a little bit more user-friendly, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. I'm a little bit picky when it comes to how things look visually. I'm a girl that loves her 90-degree angles. I am a girl that you will not see anything left on my desk at the end of the day. That's just me. So this is my preference of how I do it. If you want to leave it in the random kind of arrangement and kind of just slide them around so you can see them the best you can, go for it. Whatever works best for you. I'm importing them one at a time. You can also import multiple ones at a time, but again, they kind of, come in at different sizes, and that kind of bugs me. So I just kind of arrange them one at a time. That's how I prefer it. And these are all kind of the same thing, so I can just kind of put them all where I need them to go. If I had a set of centers or something like that, I would arrange all of my reading center slides in one place and all of my math center slides in another place, all of my labels in another place. So you can really use your collage to suit your needs depending on which product you're creating the preview collage for. So because this is just kind of a glance at all of these new labels that I've just made, I'm just kind of arranging them all one by one. I did not include my cover page in this particular collage, but what I usually do then is I save the cover page until last and add that to my collage either right in the middle or right up top, front and center, something like that. So after you have your slides set up, and I think it's worth mentioning too, I'm just showing you a very, very basic version of setting up a preview slide, a preview collage using Picasa. But if I click settings here, you can see that there are all different types of bells and whistles that you can add to it. You can put borders on your pictures, you can change the background color, you can use an image for your background. So there are all kinds of different things that you can do. I'm just showing you the basics to hopefully help you get started in saving you literally hours from making your preview other ways that I may or may not have done for months before I learned about Picasa. So once your preview is set up and you're happy with it, you're going to click Create Collage. And again, one of the other reasons I love Picasa is it sends this collage to somewhere on your computer that's going to be easy to find, easily accessible. You'll see it's drafting it, it's creating the collage is finished, presto, there it is. At this point, again, more bells and whistles are available for you that you can use if you want. But what is super, super easy and accessible is on my Mac. I'm going to click up here where Finder is so that you know where the slide is going to go. When I click Finder, one of the little folders here says Collages. And that is where all of my collages are saved. I'm going to find the one I just made, There it is. I've made this today. Here it is. There's my collage. You'll see that it saves it as a JPEG and as a CXF. If I'm very, very honest with you right now, I do not know what a CXF file or format is. So I always, when I'm importing it into TPT as my preview, or importing it into Facebook to market for my fans, or to kind of give them a preview and a glance at what I'm working on, I always use the JPEG form. So there they are. So your previews are made quick, super simple, doesn't take much time at all. You can tailor it to work for you however you'd like. Yeah, and it's a great time-saving tool. Definitely one that I'm glad that I've found along my TPT journey. So hopefully this is finding you, or you are finding this tip or secret at a great time for you while you're on your journey as well. So if you have any questions, I would love, love, love to help. Please leave your question in the comments, or always feel free to email me at schroedershenanigansinsecond@gmail.com. I thank you a lot for listening today, guys. I will talk to you soon.